I love you. Greetings, everyone. New background. I had to bring my children in. Had to bring them in. The weather is changing, my friends. So today, thank you all for joining me today on Oh yes, I'm live. Thank you for joining me today on the Power of You. Hope everyone is having a phenomenal day. Have a chance to refresh, regroup. Today we want to talk a little bit about don't be distracted by the noise. Don't be distracted by the noise that take you away from your destiny and your purpose. We all come back on this earth with a particular job, assignment, and we already know this. Because if you've been following me over the years, we're always talking about this is not a destination, it's a journey. And so we have had some, last week was a week of blessings, challenges, focusing, and empowerment. So today we are going to talk about, I had a couple of things I want to talk about. Let's see how it flows, if it flows with the intention that I had of speaking about Shango, about Ibeji. And because today's Ose, Shango, Ibeji, and Oya. And the story that I was going to talk about was a little bit different from the topic. So let me see if it's going to play in there somewhere. Because, I get up in the morning and I be thinking about what we're going to talk about and something else happens and kind of shifts everything. So we want to talk about don't get distracted by the noise. Don't get distracted by the noise. The story of Ibeji, the twins, during the time when in Ife, there weren't many twins born. And it's so interesting that today, all over Nigeria, you have most of the multiple births happening in Nigeria. They think it's because of the yam that it is, or the water, or whatever it is. So this is the time when Oyo had a king, and Ile-Ife did not. There was a king in Ile-Ife, and at that time they didn't believe that twins were normal. I remember one story was that they thought that a woman that had twins was having sex with monkeys or with animals, because there was one particular monkey that was very prominent, very predominant, and had babies all the time. So they figure if you have two babies, you're like a monkey. And so you know how ignorance can be? We are ignorant until something happened to get our attention. We believe what it is that we believe, and we go on blindly without feeling that, we even have a purpose, or we have the right to think differently. And so everybody just went along with the story. So as life has it, there was a twin born in Ile-Ife, and the mother left with her twins before they had a chance to kill the babies, because they would kill the twins. And so they went on to establish other towns. And so when Shango had a twin, he did not want to kill this twin. So he made a decree that as king, he would pass the law that twins are very special because they belong to the royal clan. See how one person's idea can change everything? And so today, when we look at the Ibejis and in all of the stories that we have around this faith, is that when you see twins, you have to give them something special because they represent power and strength and something that is different. Sometimes we get so distracted by thinking about what it is that should be, how it's supposed to be, and get distracted from the fact that you have the choice and you have the right to decide that you're going to do differently. And then when others see that what you chose makes sense, then it becomes a way of life. So that's why the story is kind of playing into what we're talking about, is don't waste time and be distracted by the noise. Sometimes we have so much noise, and the volume of the noise in our heads is just deafening to our spirit, that we believe we wake up in the morning and this situation is not happening because such and such a person, or it's my job, or is it the abort that I didn't work, or is it because the person that I want in my life is not there? Is there something wrong? Is there something else I could do to change the course of my life? And the volume is so loud that we forget to ask the question, why is this happening for me? Not to me. Why is this happening for me? And when we answer to that call, we see that is a lesson and a blessing. I know this sounds rhetorical, and I always make this comment like that, but it means a lot to me. And I follow that. Or if not, sometimes the stuff come at me that I'm like, what that? And then I say, why is this happening for you? And you embrace it. So unless you cut down the noise or the volume of what you're saying or what is being said outside by the social media, your friends or your community or whatever it is that you listen to that gives you your insight and gives you your support, make sure that the noise or the words that are saying is something that's going to feed your destiny. It's going to be something that's going to go in and make sure that you're aligned with what it is that your original conversation was with your destiny. When I'm in a situation where I know that it looks like, oh my God, this looks like the end, I always think, wait a minute, my reading of the week didn't say I was going to die like this. And it snaps me back. So that's why I love this faith, because you always have something else that you go to and believe to kind of bring you back. When you know who you are and whose you are, and like my sound set, the song that in my CD, your Odu is your cloth. Wrap yourself in your Odu. Whether it's the Odu that you had from the week, whether it's the Odu that you had the celebration, your Odu is the binary mathematical computation that spirit is telling you that the question that you're asking at this moment, this is the answer to it. And so when you have that computation, which there are 256 ways of answering to the call of what it is that you're asking, then you're able then to understand, wait a minute, this don't have to go this way. Let me turn down the radio. Let me turn down the volume on the noise that's outside and turn down the noise that I'm telling myself. So let's not be distracted by the chatter, the negativity, the fear that may be circulating in your life, that's circulating within you. And this is the end of the year. This is a time, this month of November in our institute, we focus on what rituals were not done because of somehow I forgot, or what rituals have not been done as often as I could have done it. And then when you do the rituals and your ceremonies, it's kind of like catching up, but really you're really just trying to change things in a drastic and quick way. It's okay. It's okay. But what it is that when you get an Odu or a prescription and you don't take it, then the sore begins to get worse. When at the end of the day, if you want to go back and take that medicine, you may have to go back to the doctor and get it opened up again and know that the pus or the circumstance or the situation was one little spot. Now it's become an entire thing. So this is a good time for you to go back, look at your readings, look at your astrological charts, look at the things, the course that you send for yourself, the reading you had on your birthday, all of the things that make sense to you, that gives you insight. Look at those things now and see what can you do with the prescription that were given to you for the month, the year, the week. There's always prescriptions that are done to you, the things that your family was working on, things that you were working on and somehow you got distracted. Get back to listening to the fact that there are higher things for you to do. You have a purpose. Focus on the things that remind you and supports you how great you are, and how to take control of the volume of the radio, the frequency, because everything is about frequency. If you think that I'm no good, we covered that the other day, then no good is going to come to you. If you tell the universe, I want problems, like, oh God, I'm always having problems, then problems will come because it's just there. We spoke about that before, last week, I think it was, that whatever it is that you're speaking into reality, whether you know it or consciously or not, that vibration goes out and it stops where you send it and then brings it back to you. So this is a time for us to remember, don't be distracted by the noise. Cut it down, turn it down. Because while you're frustrating about your life and focusing on the things that may not be going the way that you want to, and you forgot about that little pus that you wanted to open up and that was told to you to do a reading or do a consultation, and now you want to run and do it. Baby, while you were focusing on how negative, how bad, how much of a victim you are, and how things didn't turn out, and how old you are, and you're too old to go back and open up that vault and find out what it is that your original Urdu said, your original binary mathematical computation said. If you've never had a reading, this is a good time for you to get a consultation. This, you've never had a spiritual consultation. But for those of you, most of you have had consultations, go back to look at it, because while you're worried about what you got away, whew, I was speaking to a friend and he said to me that this is what his grandmother always told him. And I said, oh my God, I got to use this. This is like a nice hashtag. He says his grandmother would always say, baby, always be grateful for your life, because someone else is praying to experience your worst day. What? Let me say that again. That was so powerful when he said that. I was like, oh, thank you, Dad. Baby, she said, it's his grandmother would tell him, always be grateful for your life, because someone else is praying to experience your worst day. Can you imagine? Yes. While we sometimes get distracted, myself included, get distracted by things that are happening that I would like to see manifest in Yeyefini time. And it's happening in divine time, then the blessing of it is giving thanks for what you have. Because someone else is praying to experience your worst day. Your worst day, it could be, oh God, you got a flat tire. Oh, but in that moment, someone came to help you, and you established a relationship that opened up a relationship and friendship that has lasted you years. So whatever you think is your worst day, there's someone wishing that you had it. So listening to naysayers and that is distracting you for what Grandma said. It's distracting us from connecting to the best thing that we have. We all know our destiny. We all know our worth. We all know for what it is that we are destined to do. And if you don't know, this is your time to jump on it and figure and find out. Get a consultation, get an astrology charge, get a Akashic record reading. There's so many things that you can get to find out exactly spiritually what's happening. You don't have to be one way. For me, the most effective way is, of course, is using the system that we have of Yeyefini, this religion and this faith, is African spiritual divination. Because it not only gives you choice, but it also gives you rituals that can help you to make the decision about the choice. So the petition and the thing that we want to do on today is always be grateful for your for your life, because someone else is praying to experience your worst day. There's always on the outside. So today I want to just do a prayer for the community out of my favorite book here, Aheolofi song. Yes, by Ayoka Quinones. Love it. Ayoka Wiles. So I want to do a prayer for the community, and we have a few minutes. So after the prayer, I want you to put something in the chat that you would like me to address in terms of what we're saying of being distracted by the noise outside, and to turn down the volume. Don't be distracted by the chatter, because your enemies would love for you to be distracted and lose what it is you have. Yes. So I just want you to take 3 cleansing breaths as I pray this over you and with you and for myself. Take a nice cleansing breath, breathing in. Yemanja asesu. Breathing out. Asesu yemonja. Yemonja asesu. Asesu yami. Yemanja olodo. Olodo yemonja. Yemoja asesu. Asesu yemoja. Yemoja asesu. Asesu olodo. Yemonja olodo. Olodo iami. Olodumare, I call upon you today, this hour, this minute, this second, to help our Orisha community heal us so that we may guide the healing of others, so that we may do the good work you have destined for us to do in this land, this world, this universe. May we be in alignment with your divine plan. May we be in alignment with our inner and higher self. May we triumph in all of our journeys to defend your name, your word. May the evolution, preservation, maintenance of our tradition be in your hands as you guide us toward your love. Olodumare, may we seek love within ourselves. May we be relentless in our faith in you. May we have the iwapwele, or the character, to be guided effortlessly by you. May our Ori, our heads, our divine heads, our Orisha and our ancestors and our Egun guide us toward the greater destiny of our individual selves and the communal selves as a community, who worships not only your power, your glory, your divine messenger, but heeds you through supplication and sacrifice of self to magnify your power in us. Olofi, Olodumare, we are a witness today of your power just by the breath you have endured upon us. May this day be blessed by our honoring you. May this day and all those who came to give and receive be a blessing tenfold. May it be a place of peace, tranquility, healing, transformation, supplication, and empowerment. Let there be no confusion, negativity, or ill will. Let the blessings of Olodumare, Orisha, and Egun be bestowed upon each and every one here today. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Yemonja asesu, asesu yami. Yemonja asesu, asesu olodo. Yemonja olodo, olodo iyami. Yemonja olodo, olodo yemonja. Prayer for our community, prayer for our families, prayer for our children, prayer for our homes, prayer for ourselves. Iyami yemonja, the mother of the home, of family. Grant us the serenity to seek the Spirit of God that lives within us, within each one. May we continue to be a beacon of light that support each other's frequency. And as we lower the volume of the negative energy outside that distracts us, we use that as a way of reconnecting to the power that we have. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Yemonja is the mother of the twins, of the Ibejis. She raised them. There's so many stories about that. So if anybody has anything you want to ask or to add to this moment, we have like 4 minutes. Write it in there. Someone said this is so on time. I love the song Yalode. Ashe. Beautiful. Thank you. So if no one has anything, I will go on and sing again and continue on with knowing that we have the power as a community to change, to turn down the volume and the distraction. And remember that someone else is praying for the experience that you have that you consider your worst day. Yemoja asesu yemoja, yemoja asesu yemoja, yemonja olodo yemonja, yemonja olodo yemonja. Yemonja olodo yemoja asesu yami, yemonja asesu yemonja olodo yemoja. Yemonja olodo iami. Yemonja olodo iami. Yemonja olodo yemonja. Yemonja olodo yemonja. Yemonja olodo yemonja. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Someone said, ashe, that we develop the discipline and faith to do the spiritual work amidst any and all distractions. And so it is. Ashe. Remember to join the Ore IIASK family on Thinkific on Yeyefini.com. Class this Thursday and the 21st will be on Palo. What is Palo? What is Palo Mayombe? Is it Egungun? Is it Egun? Is it ancestral worship? Many of us in this faith may hear about Apollo Pot or hear what is uh, um, Sarabanda and what is Siete Rayo. Is it compared? Is it used in alignment with Orisha? Those are the things that you want to expand your mind, and that's the class that we're having for those members of Ore IIASK. Join us for our wonderful upcoming class on the 21st, and our service for the ancestors will be that Sunday. So, and if this is in replay, you can always go back and hear the recordings. Also, please join us for I think we have one spot left because someone had a scheduling issue for the intensive that we're having here. That's going to be unbelievable. This intensive is a 4-day self indulging in the immersive spiritual awakening retreat. We have one spot left because someone had a conflict once she registered, so we returned her money and her down payment, and now we have one spot ready or open available because it's only 6 people, and it's important for 6 because we're going to be doing partnering. It's going to be awesome. We're doing a lot of shadow work, doing rituals, herbs. There are things that I use in my practice that we don't have here, and that it's going to allow you to get deeper into your mysticism and your practice of self connection and awakening. So y'all have a wonderful day. We have a lot of things coming up. Fundraiser, webinars. Go to yeyefini.com to keep abreast of what's happening. Thank you. Y'all know I love you. Today I just wanted to just make sure that we're connected to the fact that every day you have, there's someone else wish they had that day. Give thanks for the breath that we had, that we woke up today. Self-connection is what we're doing in this retreat. Ashe. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next Wednesday, God willing, ancestors standing, and all of y'all praying up for each other and myself and our community. Y'all have a wonderful day. Odabo. Asesu yami.